I'm sure a lot of you are quite confused at what the hell that last video I uploaded was. I had initially wanted to do a top 10 best and top 10 worst of the past generation, and I thought I'd change the titles just to fuck with people and then later change them back. And then I decided that really, when it comes right down to it, there were a lot of really good games this past generation, despite what the drooling fucktards in the main media and some of the more popular YouTubers may want to think. But top 10 best would not cut it. I'd have to do at least the top 25 of my opinion on the best games of this past generation. As for the top 10 worst, there's a lot more bad ones too, but I thought I'd do that as just a little funny video. If you care to know what my opinion is on some of the best games of this past generation, then just let me know in the comments section and I'll get on to it. But for now, I think I should really talk about something. I have been putting off the Army of Two Devil's Cartel rant for quite some time, and I'm not as mad as I would have been had I done it right then and there. And I don't even have the game with me anymore. I went and I sold it and got some store credit off of it because it was a complete waste of fucking time. Um, those of you may know I'm a big fan of the Army of Two series. Regardless of what some people will think about it, not every game that has dudes with guns is, bro shooter bullshit, but Army of Two pretty much is that bro shooter bullshit. But the thing that sets it apart from a lot of games like Call of Duty or Boring Field is the fact that it's a very co-op centric game. Army of Two, for me at least, epitomizes what I see co-op to be. It doesn't just need to be an extra gun there to help you along. It needs to be someone there that helps you not only with shooting, but getting through levels, solving objectives, and if you get shot, they'll grab you, drag you behind cover, and heal you. That's one thing I very much love about Army of Two. It's got an in-depth feeling. Sure, if you play it by yourself, it's boring as fuck, but when you're with a friend, another living, breathing human being, it can be one of the best experiences that you could ever hope to have. It's a very good series, which is ruined by a very bad third game. Um, I need to go through some information right quick before I explain it because a lot of you probably don't even play Army of Two or never have. I recommend getting a copy. They're relatively cheap now, and they support split screen co op local play. You can have fun with your buddies sitting on the couch playing Army of Two today. You can order one from Amazon for relatively cheap and be playing it soon. Get you a buddy, get a copy of Army of Two, get you some brews, and have some fun. Anywho, Army of Two has a lot of different features, whether you're talking about the first one or the second one. I recommend that if you don't want to spend a lot of money and just want to have a good time, you pick up the second one. It's the superior game. First one's still fun, but there's a lot of features they added in the second one that really smooth out the experience. In both games, you play as Salem and Rios. If you want to know which one I play as, I prefer Salem. They are ex-military. They are pulled into a PMC organization, and they form the Trans World Operations, which is the two, TWO. Anywho, the first game is more of them becoming TWO, and the second game is where they are actually TWO. Um, the games have, of course, cover-based shooting. You have a variety of weapons and a number of ways to defeat your enemies. But there's also several extra mechanics in the game, like the aggro functions. When you're shooting at enemies, of course, you're going to gain their attention. And you can use aggro on the battlefield in order to either garner attention from enemies or pull it pull it away from your partner. If he's not getting all the attention you are, then it makes him almost invisible and he can sneak around the field and kill people stealthily. Of course, the aggro features are also tied to your weapons themselves. But aggro allows for you to gain a lot of attention or avoid a lot of attention. And if you go into a mode called overkill, which you get a lot of attention, you kill a lot of bad guys at once, you can hit the A button or I think the X button, and you can go into overkill, which if your buddy's all stealthy, then he's running around ninja killing everyone, and you're one man destruction derby. You're slower, but you're invincible and you have infinite ammo, and it's fun. Now, when I say the aggro is tethered to your weapons, in the first game, you can buy any type of handguns, submachine guns, assault rifles, shotguns, rocket launchers, Gatling guns, whatever, and you can edit them. You can give them new barrels, new clips, new stocks. You can put silencers on them. You can even pimp them out, which makes them solid gold or diamond encrusted or chrome. And how big and awesome your gun is directly tied to your aggro. So let's say you're a dude running around the field with a giant gold Gatling gun. People are going to pay attention to you, and that helps the aggro meter. Not only is there the gunning and all that, but this is a very co-op centric game. You'll help your buddy with step jumps. You can tear a car door off of a vehicle and use it as a shield while your buddy walks behind you with a gun. You can pick your buddy up. Let's say your buddy gets downed. In other games, you'll have to run over, hold the X button, and revive him. But there's people shooting at you. So, of course, this game has the amazing ability to grab a hold of your buddy and drag him behind cover and then revive him. A feature that they improved upon in the second one by allowing your buddy to move while he's down. Because, of course, in the first game, there were a few issues, like if you get downed in a place that's away from your partner, like after a step jump or something, he can't get to you, then you gotta go back to a checkpoint. But the one thing I really love about Army of Two is it is the only game I've ever played that let me really bro out with a friend. I know when I say this term, some gamers get put off by it, but listen, there's only one reason you play co-op. It's to play with your buddies. And if you can't be just as much of a bro in the game as you are in real life, what's the point? When me and my friends play first-person shooters, let's say Taylor pulls off a sweet headshot on Rainbow Six Vegas, I give him a bro fist. And you can do that in Army of Two. You can give your buddy a bro fist. If your buddy fucks up, you can smack him on the back of the head and call him an idiot. This is all done in-game with a button press. You get close to your buddy, you press the button that's for the good act, and you'll fist bump, you'll air guitar, you'll slap him on the ass, all kinds of great stuff. If you press the button that's for the bad thing, you'll shove him, you'll headbutt him, you'll punch him, you'll do all kinds of stuff. That's very cool. It's a very superfluous addition, but I like that about it. It's fun. There's no reason to have any issue with it. It's enjoyable. The first Army of Two takes you through several different locations. It's got a very rigid mission-based structure, but it's fun. It's got a relatively decent story. It's kind of cliche, but it's an enjoyable shooter, and you'll have fun playing co-op with your friends and air guitaring after you kill a bunch of terrorists. I'm telling you right now, you'll enjoy it. The second game adds a few new features, but it's basically the same. Aside from a very big graphical update, the first game you'll notice has normal graphics. They're not bad, but it's also got high-res graphics. If you remember old PS2 titles like God of War, you remember the high-res graphics, how pretty they were? The first game has that because it was an early release. The second game doesn't. All of its graphics are the same, and it just looks good. They really improved upon the graphics. Another thing they really improved upon was the character interaction. Hell, not only can you do that now, but you can also play rock, paper, scissors. Just because you can. Who cares? It's fun. But one thing they also improved upon in Army of 2, the 40th Day, which is the second one, is the weapons customization system. Now, instead of buying a gun and then putting on a stock or a barrel or something like that, you can take any piece from any gun and you can put it with any other piece from any gun. All right, so let's say you've got an M16 and an AK-47. You like the M16's main parts, but you don't like all the extra bits on it. You like the AK-47's wood stock. Well, guess what? Now you can put that wood stock on your M4 and you're good. You can take any piece from any gun and put it on any other gun. There are a few guns that aren't able to be edited, like the ASKR-1, I think it is. It's a special gun that was put in the game. I think you need save data from the first game to unlock them. But those guns, I never fucking used them anyways. I got my SCAR and I edited the shit out of it, and that's what I used. I got the SCAR, the AA-12 shotgun, and a Desert Eagle, and I just fucked shit up. That's one cool thing, though. The first game, you could carry a sidearm, which there were a lot more sidearms in the first game. I'll give that detriment to the second one. There's not that many sidearms in the 40th Day. It's got 3. Fuck that. And you have to find them. If you don't find all of them, you can't get all of them. The first game had a lot more. It had submachine guns, it had revolvers, it had pistols. It was great. But in the first game, you could carry a sidearm, an assault rifle, shotgun, whatever, a main weapon, and you had a special weapon, which was usually sniper rifles or rocket launchers or giant Gatling gun. In the second game, you can carry your sidearm, you can carry your main weapon and your special weapon, or you can substitute another normal weapon in your special weapon slot. I'm not a sniper. I can do it. I don't care to. Taylor's the sniper. I carried around a machine gun and a shotgun, and I decimated people up close. And Taylor was the one hiding back there with the sniper rifle. But it was still a lot of fun. Uh, the second game's story is a little bit better. It all takes place in the same area. Um, it all takes place in, I think, Shanghai. The 40th Day Army has attacked, and they're terrorists, and you got to kill them, blah, blah. But it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Now that I've told you all this information, I've got to tell you about Army of Two: The 40th Day, which is a big steaming pile of shit. I hate this game. I hated it a lot. Let's go through the list of some of the things that the 40th Day... did I say... I gotta tell you about Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel. That's a fucking blooper. Shit, my brain. Sorry about that. Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel is the bad one. Fuck. Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel fucks everything up from the 40th Day and the first game. Now that we've got my brain back on track, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's go through the list of Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel's faux pas. Alright, first and foremost, right off the bat, you're no longer playing as Salem and Rios, who are characters that I'm endeared to. And the fucking phone is ringing. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm going to ignore it. I hate you so much, phone. The Devil's Cartel fucks up that right off the bat. You're playing as two wet blankets called Alpha and Bravo. Alpha essentially epitomizes every single person I knew in high school that got out of high school, went straight into the military, and thinks he's hot shit now. I respect the military. My cousin's in the military. But calm your tits, okay? It's a job just like all the others. You don't have to act like you're super macho. You're not the commando. You're not Rambo. You're an MP and you're taking care of drunk drivers. Fuck off. Wait, Crystal's an MP. She'll get mad if she watches this. I love my cousin. I have respect for her. Anywho, I don't like Alpha. He's annoying. Bravo has a little bit more of a sense of humor. I enjoy his character a lot more than Alpha, but of course, for some reason in this game, you can't choose which character you play as anymore. In Army of Two and Army of Two: The 40th Day, you could pick, do you want to play as Salem or do you want to play as Rios? This game, if you're playing first player, it just makes you play as Alpha. I don't know why it does that. What are some other faux pas? Right off the bat, Army of Two: The 40th Day had a number of features. The first game had dodge roll, which any third-person shooter you play has dodge roll. Fuck's sake. Resident Evil 6 has dodge roll. But Army of Two introduced another feature, which is the shoulder swap. If you play any third-person shooter, obviously you're holding the gun like this, and your camera's over here. Shoulder swap allows you to switch how you're holding the gun, and it turns the camera onto another angle, so you can get a better angle on your targets, and you can shoot better. Because sometimes you have to go around corners that aren't on this side, or, that happens. The Devil's Cartel removed that feature. I don't know why they removed the shoulder swap. I mentioned it in my demo video, but they removed that feature entirely. But the most horrible thing they removed that got me killed so many fucking times, you can't dodge roll anymore. I don't know why you can't dodge roll anymore. There is no good reason why. I would get into cover, and because this game was made with the Battlefield engine, everything breaks apart now. So the fucking Cartel would break my cover, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm getting shot from every angle, and I can't dodge roll to safety. Fuck that. Another thing they removed was pretty much all character interaction, which made the first two games worth playing. You wanted to play Army of Two because you could slap your buddy on the back of the head when he fucked up, or give him a big old bro fist, or a hug or something when he did good. They removed this feature entirely. These two guys have no camaraderie at all. Throughout the game, they try to give them personality, which Bravo has personality. Alpha doesn't. Alpha is a fucking wet blanket, and I can't stand him. But they removed that feature entirely, which really takes away a lot of the soul of the game. Another issue they have is after the just resplendent gun customization that was in the 40th Day, the Devil's Cartel takes a huge step back, and now you're back to just selecting your gun and changing the stocks and barrels and all that shit. Why would you do this? I don't understand why you would go backwards. Listen, I get it. A lot of developers are doing that these days, okay? Fucking, Dragon Age Origins was wonderful. Dragon Age 2 sucked ass. BioShock was wonderful. BioShock 2 sucked ass. They remove features, they dumb it down, and it's just awful. But the thing for the Devil's Cartel, if my brain will work, because the Devil's Cartel is the one I hate, the thing that killed me the most is the story. I didn't know if the Devil's Cartel was a prequel or a sequel or what. It's a sequel. Alpha and Bravo are green as grass new initiates into the TWO organizations, the Trans World Operations. They're members of two, which is the organization Rios and Salem made. At the very beginning of the game, the first thing you do is you go through your little training mission, and Salem and Rios are there. They look nothing like they did in the previous two games. Rios looks like a pug that has his face fucking smashed, and Salem, oh my god, he looks like every fucking redneck I've ever seen with a mullet. It drives me crazy. Not only that, the voice actors are completely different. So, right off the bat, they take my characters. I can't play as them anymore. They change the way they look. They change their voices. The only thing that's still the same is Rios has got a big fucking scar and Salem's got tattoos. But their souls are fucking gone. Completely. If that wasn't bad enough, when you get through with your first real mission, Salem, things go to shit. Salem and Rios start bitching about the end of the 40th day, which you had a huge choice, which I'm not going to ruin, but they start bitching about that, so I was like, oh shit, this is a sequel. And they just like completely avoided us being able to choose what we chose to do at the very end of the 40th day, which you had choices. Depending on whether you were Salem or Rios, you had a good and a bad choice. So there was 4 endings to that game. And they just shit the bed, make one canonical, and we have no choice. What happens is they start arguing, and Salem pretty much takes off. He leaves Rios, which you would never do, Salem, because Salem is a douche. He's in it for the money. He's very greedy. He epitomizes me very well. He would never leave his partner. What happens is Salem goes out. He gets hit with a rocket when he's trying to drive away in a truck, leaving Rios, which he wouldn't do. Rios is like, Salem! Which sounds nothing like him. And you try to save Salem. What happens is Rios gets fucked up too, and Alpha and Bravo basically just drag him onto a helicopter, and they leave Salem in Mexico for dead. I have issue with that because Salem and Rios, I played 2 games with these guys. They're brothers. They're very close. They wouldn't bitch about that, and they surely wouldn't leave one another. First, Salem leaves Rios, and then Rios doesn't even check for a body before leaving Salem in fucking Mexico at the hands of the cartel. So I was pissed off because I thought, well, fuck, Salem's dead. And Rios got fucked up too. He's got a prosthetic leg. I was very pissed. But that's not the worst of it. They didn't kill my character. They turned my character into a fucking villain. Later in the game, you start running into this character called El Diablo. He's the right-hand man of the big bad cartel guys. And he's a shithead. Completely horrible. And you find out, like, the last few missions, you find out it's Salem. It kills me. Because I really loved the Army of Two series. They took my character and turned him into a fucking villain. A piece of shit, too. He just kills this woman in cold blood. He's mad because, oh, well, Rios wanted to save her in Mexico and left him. It's just really fucking bad art style, direction, writing. Everything's so fucking cliche. Let the hate flow through you. And in the end, of course, they don't kill Salem, which I don't know if I should be happy about that or disappointed. They lock him up, and after the credits, you have sequel bait, which is Salem being met by someone, I'm sure, to release him, and it's all bullshit. I really hate the Devil's Cartel. I'm not as mad as I would have been if I had initially talked about it right after beating it, because I was livid. And you guys seen me mad. You've seen me scream at this camera. But it's just such a horrible, horrible betrayal of a series that, while not great, it was enjoyable and had a loyal fan base, which I'm part of. It's just horrible what they did to it. They took it and gave it to a new team, which I think was Visceral, which did Dead Space. I don't know why you would give the guys that do Dead Space a fucking Army of Two game. And they butchered it. And I was very disappointed. The only thing that is even remotely redeeming about Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel was the fact that it supported split screen, which is one thing that a lot of people are trying to weed out today, which pisses me off. And while they completely gimped the shit out of the weapons customization, the ability to customize your operative was actually really, really good. You could choose not only what kind of armor he wore, which the first two games had jack all for fucking armor. You had your light, your medium, and your heavy armor, and that was about it. Uh, Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel had at least over 20 outfits that I could choose for my operative. Not only that, I could also fully customize my mask helmet thing. I could even make custom ones finally, which the 40th day tried to do that, but they didn't put it on the disc. It was a fucking website that didn't fucking work. Not only can you customize your helmet and your outfit, but you can also put tattoos on your operative. So, of course, my operative had Salem's tattoos underneath the armor in memory of a character that I used to love until they fucked him up entirely. It's very depressing. But that's pretty much my review, impressions, opinion on Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel. It's a bad game, people. It removes features, it butchers the canon, and it's just overall a very, very bad game. It's a horrible. If it's even the end, if they do another one, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. It's a horrible end to the series, and I dislike it greatly. If you want to check out Army of Two or Army of Two: The 40th Day, those games, however, are fun. They're action packed. They're enjoyable. They're relatively lighthearted with your buddies fist bumping and all that. And I think you'll have a lot of fun with them. So if I've enticed you to go get them, thank you. Go check them out. I think more people should play them. If you don't like them, that's fine. If you don't want to go out and buy a game just because I told you to, fucking rent it or fucking borrow it, okay? It's not that difficult. But do check them out. And, fuck, the Devil's Cartel. Avoid. If it's $5 and used, sure, go ahead, get it. And then put it in a fucking grinder. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that, my audio is okay. And I'll get started on some other stuff very soon. Take care, everybody.